G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. It's time for episode 6 of Andor. Now this is the longest episode of the series so far at 54 minutes long. Of course it's probably only going to be about 45 minutes long with all the credits and everything that happens. But there's a couple of things just before we do get into it that I feel like I've missed as I've been going through this series. Now of course there's been a lot of story threads, or not a lot, there's been a few story threads that have been dropped throughout this series. Now, I do expect a few of them to come back. Now, there has been, of course, Andor looking for his sister that's been completely dropped. They had made that very important at the beginning with him going to the brothel and everything and looking for his sister, which is now, we're 6 episodes in and it just seems to be not even on his mind at all. There's also the chick that we had at the beginning that saw her boyfriend die, and there's no real story thread there either, which has kind of fallen off. I feel like the security guy from that planet too, like we got the Cyril eating cereal last week and we got the 2 scenes from that. I don't really know exactly what his story's going to be. I do feel like though he's going to probably end up on the good side, on Andor's side maybe, but we'll have to see what happens with that. But I also just want to point out that everybody was really excited to see Mon Mothma and this dinner scene that she was going to have. Now, I don't know if there's anybody out there actually saying that, oh, we just haven't seen that yet. But if you actually put the scenes together, he's setting up the dinner table to have all of these guests that hate Mon Mothma or that are going against everything that Mon Mothma is trying to do. And then the next time we see that dinner table, it's breakfast with her bitchy daughter and her cucked husband. So that, like, the story with Mon Mothma, I know everybody's so excited to see Mon Mothma and everything, but we're not even getting the story threads or the plot threads that they're actually showing us on screen. It's almost like, let's just show them this and they'll be happy with it. And that's what this entire series has pretty much been for me. You get to see a couple of TIE fighters here and there. You get to see a couple of holocrons. You get to see Starkiller's armor. And that just keeps all the Disney shills and all the Disney Star Wars fans happy. That's it. That's all this series has been. So I'm fully expecting us to get the heist in this episode, and I'm think that it's going to take up the entire episode. We'll see. That might not. We might only get half an episode and then more walking and talking. But look, I don't want to take up too much more of the time at the beginning here. If you are new, we go through, we watch the episode together, and you get my reactions as we go, and then you'll get my thoughts at the very end. Let's get into this. Oh, I also want to point out that I feel like they're trying to bring a lot of importance to some of these rebels, trying to make you feel for some of these rebels because some of them are going to die. And I think maybe the leader chick will, and I think the young boy will as well, the one that was going through his little memoirs book in the previous episode while we were just sitting and talking. Because of course they can't kill Andor. This guy's going to die. And we're all gonna cry. There's your holocrons. Again, like I said, 54 minutes long. We're 2.5 minutes in on just the opening previously on and the beginning credit here. So we're back to a morning. I thought they were raiding at night. So we've got to get through a whole day. More sitting and talking.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm sure so is the audience.
He was a stormtrooper.
Oh, another defective stormtrooper!
Pick it up!
Were they all just black men and women? What was the purpose of that? So that he could just piss near them? I'm gonna walk over to these rocks, having a chat while we piss, and then walk back to base. Pathetic. Hey, at least they gave him subtitles. It's kind of lucky that shot didn't, like, make him shoot the dude in the head.
Tell me you'll be alright.
Ah, she's sharing a bed with her! She's the one she's sharing the blanket with. Oh, give her a kiss. Oh my god. I find it incredible that there's no droids as well. An Imperial base with no droids. Man, they've barely touched what's in the safe. Oh, one down. Gee, it wasn't very good cover. He just shoots once and stops shooting. Oh, he's dead.
Med spike.
Med spike. They left her behind. Val's girlfriend.
How do we get to the doctor?
Gee, they got there very quickly.
The winning service.
Ho ho ho! Alright, that was not bad. What's he gonna tell Val? And the kid dies. The thing that I don't understand is, like, why did he want to save the kid? Why did he want to take him to the doctor? Or was it all just his elaborate plan to be able to split the credits with Andor and run? We'll never know.
There will be a fact-finding commission put in place this session, and it will prove...
Oh, fact-finding. Alright. That episode wasn't the worst episode in the world. The visuals looked great in regards to what we saw from the eye. I feel like that was pretty good. I was kind of expecting a little bit more of it to be like this narrow thing, but it did show what it needed to show. I thought that it was only going to be that young boy there that died, but it was pretty much everybody except for Val, the other chick, her girlfriend, and Andor. That he made it to the doctor at the end there, and he didn't make it after the doctor tried to save his life because he was crushed by the credits as they were trying to get out. And the other guy was a complete snake. Let me see if I can bring up a picture of him. This one here. So he was a complete liar in the end. He doesn't have a brother, and he pretty much just tried to make a deal with Andor at the end there to take half the credits each and just run. They had millions of credits there, so they decided to try and do that and run for it. Andor then kills him and takes what he is owed for doing the mission and then runs. Basically, we just got through the heist. That was really it. And it wasn't the worst thing in the world. I will say that the plan obviously didn't go to plan. A lot of shit went down. That soldier guy, the main guy that's running the facility, he dies. The big boss of the facility, he ends up having a heart attack by the looks of things, and shit just goes down right there at the end. He dies, Val's still alive, and I don't know what happens to the other chick, Val's girlfriend, because she obviously stays on the base. This one here. She obviously stays on the base to secure the big guy's family, and she just walks away and she just leaves. So I don't really know what the go is there in regards to trying to get her back. He figures out what's going on through listening through all the comms and stuff like that they've tried to scramble, and obviously goes down and foils their plan. I did find it funny though that they cut to... I want to show you a shot here, if I can find it. Okay, so I just want to show you this. So you can see here that there are still like a lot of credits. They've pretty much only just taken down like these two first things. Everything else is still in there. But then when you look at how much they've actually loaded onto the ship, it looks a lot more than what's going to be held in those things. Now, I know that that's probably just a little nitpick, but I find it funny that, you know, they could have taken a little bit more out of that prior shot and had them actually have taken a lot more out of the safe and put them on the ship, because it looks like a lot more is in the ship than, like I said, what looks like they've actually taken. Like I said, he dies. Everyone dies. It pretty much just goes completely wrong. There's not really too much more to say about that. As they're trying to get through the eye, they send out the TIE fighters, and this guy, like I said, ends up getting crushed there by the credits. This was pretty funny. This, I think, is just a Disney Star Wars additive that they've just added in. This bit. He asks, what is that?
Med spike.
Med spike. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't know if that's like an EU thing that they've just decided to try and bring in, or if it's just their own creation. Now, obviously, it's something to, like, probably like a bit of a morphine sort of thing, I'm guessing, and like, because he still dies at the end of it. But the other thing too that I found was interesting was this guy here. So these are the only 4 people that make it onto the ship. He wants to try and save this kid because he says that he's the main reason why they're doing this mission. And then when they're on the planet where he's trying to save him, here, the doctor here, he tries to make a deal, like I said, with Andor to split the credits and run and just leave them there. And Andor kills him, but then runs himself. So I don't know whether or not this was his elaborate plan to try and get them to come to the doctor so they had some way to split the credits and run. If it is, that's a smart thing on his behalf, but we'll never know. He's dead. Andor just kills him. I thought that was a pretty, shocking moment in the episode. Like I said, this is probably the best episode in the entire show so far, and I know that there's going to be a lot of praise out there for the episode. It sort of started off in the episode a little bit slow, just like we have with the other things. But like I said, they're just trying to build up these other characters and try and make you feel for them and make them important because, of course, they can't raise any stakes with the character of Andor. At the end of it all, Andor gives the Kyber crystal back to Val here and says, give that to your friend, so give it back to Luthon, and he's going to take what he was promised and run. He offers him 30,000 credits for his ship, which is apparently worth a lot more credits than what the ship is actually worth. So she also calls him a disgusting bastard. Val calls Andor a disgusting bastard, and again, it's just language that I wouldn't necessarily expect to hear in Star Wars. She also says that it was his last wish, the kid's last wish, to give Andor his manifesto, and Andor doesn't want to take it, but she says that he insists, so he ends up taking it and he leaves. It then cuts to the ISB, where they're obviously having a meeting because they've just found out that they've been raided and they've had some rebels steal from them on this base, which gets around very quickly while Mon Mothma is obviously presenting to the Senate, and everybody starts freaking out. Mon Mothma picks up her tablet and notices that this raid has taken place. I don't know if she knew that Luthon is a part of that or planned a part of that. So then there's the guy in Luthon's shop that also says, have you got anything from Aldhani? And he wants something because there was just a rebel attack there. Luthon goes out the back to, see if he's got anything from Aldhani and then just cracks up laughing. And that's the end of the episode. Like I said, it's probably the best episode out of all of them. They certainly make the Imperial leaders here very inept in what they do. And it's just funny that they write them that way. Now, also, too, I want to make the point that they had to show this scene. Where is it? So we had to see this scene between Val and her girlfriend, of course, because that's who she's sharing her blanket with that was mentioned in one of the prior episodes. So, of course, we've got to have our lesbian characters, as you can see here.
Tell me you'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
No kiss goodbye or anything like that, but it's certainly implied that they're a couple. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but again, in the current climate that we're in with the virtue signaling and all that other bullshit, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people going, oh my God, they gave us some lesbian couple in Star Wars. It's amazing. But like I said, there's nothing offensive to this episode at all. I do want to show you a shot of the eye or the thing that they're doing. Let's have a look here because the episode is called The Eye. So there it is there. You get a couple of good shots of it. I think the visuals in it definitely look really good. I will give them that. And then they escape. And that, like I said, that's pretty much it. It's just the heist in this episode. So we get 5 episodes really of them planning, walking, talking, sitting, talking, Cyril eating cereal, talking with his mother, all of that sort of stuff for one episode of action-packed, them basically doing the heist. We'll see what happens next. Andor's obviously separated from Val. Val is separated from her girlfriend, which is still stuck on this planet. And who knows where this is going to go, because apparently Andor is the only one that can pilot that ship. So I don't know how Val's supposed to get it from where she is to wherever the the rendezvous point is with Luthen, or whatever the plan is in regards to that. So again, we'll have to wait until the next episode to see where we go in regards to the story. I reckon the next part of the story for Andor is going to be him now picking up the thread of him looking for his sister. I don't know if we're going to go back to Ferrix. I think that's the name of the planet that the chick who saw her boyfriend die, where they've now set up an Imperial occupation on that planet. The ISB meeting was just very quick, and he basically just said that you're not going home. We're being attacked and robbed, and that's pretty much it. That's the episode. Again, it's not too bad for this episode. I will give it that. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of the episode in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for episode 7. Later, guys.